let's just talk about the simple, practical realities. Labour say that their plan is to have this GB Energy company, and that's what they're going to deal with to tackle net zero. Okay, so and £8.3 billion to start off. What is this company going to actually do? Because as far as I'm aware, it's not actually going to produce any energy itself, but they say it is going to cut our bills.
Yeah, it's unclear in totality what it will do because it was a theory it could be a retail company, i.e., it will sell the electricity to your house. But it looks like it's going to be more an investment vehicle to invest in wind, solar, carbon capture and storage, things like that. But the original 8 billion, that is not a lot covering, the country over let's say a parliament. There are reports in the papers that if they were ready to go for this, it would cost 118 billion. So then the question comes, where's that money coming from? I think it's been very interesting over the last few days. If I want to cover both Tory and Labour on this, if I may,
Yeah.
we'll do Tory first because I can get that over with quicker. They've called out Labour and they've warned against the reckless Labour plans for oil and gas. And while I agree with that sentiment, let's not forget that the Tories are the ones who hiked the taxation on oil and gas production in the UK to 75%, three times that any other business
Hold
would
on a minute,
pay.
though. My understanding is the energy companies never actually ended up paying any of that because they could write that tax bill off against any extra investment in North Sea, which they all then did.
That is true.
So they had a 75% tax, but they never actually paid.
No, that is not the case. That's actually not
No.
right because there was it depends. So if you look at what Labour said, they want to tax the oil and gas giants.
Yeah.
It is true to a degree that the giants, BP, Shell, Total, they don't actually pay that much on the windfall tax. It doesn't hit them that hard because the share of production from the North Sea as a function of their global portfolio
Yeah.
is so small.
Yeah. So we
With
can't. They make billions. We report that BP made billions, Shell's made billions, but most of that money isn't made here.
Exactly. That's
Right.
just because they're listed here doesn't mean the money is made here, so it's made internationally. What the energy profits levy was it really hit the smaller British independent oil and gas
Right.
producers, which make up the majority
Okay.
of North Sea production. Now,
Right.
if we move on to Labour, so what they've said is they want to close the door on overseas fossil fuel dependency.
That's it.
Again,
That's the key thing. It's all going to be about we want to, we won't see price hikes like with Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine because we're going to be reliant on ourselves.
yeah, but one of their strategies to do this is to ban further oil and gas production
Yeah.
in the
So we're not
UK.
going to be reliant on foreign fossil fuels, but we're not going to invest in finding any more here. That doesn't add up. But also, the key thing that
Exactly.
doesn't add up here is this energy policy is about electricity. Now
Yes.
you can create electricity using solar and wind, but you can't create gas using solar and wind. And 80% of our economy isn't electricity; it relies on gas and on oil. I mean, so we're still going to need gas and oil for many, many decades to come. There's no one who has any knowledge of this sector at all who doesn't think that.
That's absolutely right. So there's recognized oil and gas demand, net zero compliant recognized oil and gas demand out to 2050 and beyond. Given that recognized demand, my question to your viewers, listeners, and to the Labour Party is what are the economic, environmental, and geopolitical advantages of blocking further UK
Yeah.
oil and gas production? And more so, actually, who is this policy actually for? And specifically, I mean the oil and gas policy. Like the unions, the GMB union, they've criticised it. Unite, they've said no ban without a plan, which I like. And there was a report that came out from this energy investment firm called Stiefel, and they've said that Labour's policy would kill off 100,000 jobs,
Yeah.
and that's across Scotland,
Those are high
Northeast
skilled
England.
jobs, a lot of them as well.